Am I in there?
Here we are.
No, fine.
If I was them, I'd be putting it off chucking the league away.
Fine, that's very kind of you.
I thought you had the chance, didn't you?
Who's this?
I wouldn't be sick if I was them lot.
Welcome along to the Dog and Parrot. Put your hands together for Supermac, Malcolm MacDonald. The Malcolm MacDonald derby. Newcastle United versus Arsenal. It's finally upon us. And let's just look back to last year. What a game that was, and Newcastle came out on top.
Yeah, they did. And yes, it was one of the best games of the season, I thought. And I wouldn't be surprised if today is exactly the same and Newcastle come out on top again. Arsenal's form, it's dipped over their last 5 games somewhat, and despite the fact they got a win in their last game against Chelsea, I thought Chelsea were absolutely shocking, really, and they didn't look to give Arsenal that many problems, I have to say. The one man, and probably you're all aware of him, the one man to really watch out for in the Arsenal side is Odegaard. Cannot leave him at all anywhere around the edge of the box. Got to close him down straight away. So he's got a fabulous shot on him. His passing is superb. But then the way that Newcastle are playing, the beauty with Newcastle is even if they're not playing at the top of their form, they've still got the ability to score goals. And so they even if they're not playing absolutely brilliantly, they still have a great chance of winning the game. And so it's going to be interesting today. I think it's going to be a fascinating 90 minutes, and we need to get something out of it. I'm hoping that it will be a win. Although, you know, when you look at the table now, with Newcastle still have 5 games to go. Liverpool are down to 3 and they're points behind. So Newcastle have a Champions League spot, which is theirs, and it's theirs to lose.
Just looking back at last week's game, you know, we expected Newcastle to probably run away with it after the display against Spurs at home, but it wasn't as easy, and they found themselves 1-0 down, and Newcastle seem to have developed this awful habit, really, of conceding first and going a goal down. You can't afford to do that today, can you?
No, definitely not. I think that Newcastle have got to work really hard and look to keep Arsenal scoreless in this particular game.
Why do you think we're doing that?
Good question. I think it's one that not even Eddie Howe could answer right at the moment. He's probably looking to overcome the problem as much as he can in training and in the dressing room. But there is just that little bit of a fault. I think, in all honesty, I have a feeling that that they miss Sean Longstaff, and Sean, his work rate is better than anybody in the Premiership. He runs further distance than anybody. He's always there to support whoever is on the ball. And when Sean is in the side, Willock is a much better player. And I think because he can get forward a lot more, which is his game, rather than the defensive side of it. He can get forward a lot more, which is where he's comfortable, and he wants to go playing in the opposing half rather than his own. And so I think Sean, he brings a lot of good things to the team, but they can go easily unnoticed. But they are very important at building up the quality of the Newcastle side. And of course, he leaves the he leaves all the headlines to other people. You know, he's just busy working away in the background.
Lots of rumours flying around this week, and they've picked up momentum today that Botman might be out today. If Botman's out and he has to put Burns centre half and Target left back, is that going to give Arsenal a slight advantage today?
I'm not sure about that. The one thing that Arsenal is, they are very quick, and they've got Saka out on the right wing, and he is a handful, a real handful. And so, if I were to make that decision as to if Botman is out, as to how to replace, I think I'll put Lascelles in there in his place. Oh, Lascelles is injured, is he? I thought he was okay now. Oh, well then, it looks like it would have to be Target. I just hope Botman is fit. They've got such a great understanding, that back line, that it would be a shame to upset it any. Yeah, I didn't realise that Lascelles was still injured. Bless him.
In a game like this, we've seen the benefits of playing Wilson and Isak together. We've seen the benefits of keeping them apart, because then you've got somebody who you can bring onto the pitch and change the game. But in a game like this, is it time to unleash the partnership together?
Quite possibly, but I just wonder whether Eddie Howe is going to keep it all very safe in the first 45 minutes, and he's going to keep Wilson back to put on with Isak from the half time onwards, and go for broke in the second half. And I can see the sense in that, because Arsenal are a real hard-working side with a lot of skill on top of that, and so Newcastle, they will probably be looking to keep Arsenal quiet as much as they possibly can over that first 45, and then push to go and win the game in the second half. And so, yeah, I can see Wilson coming on at half time, and I think that will be the better half for him. And by heavens, he is making goal scoring look so easy, and he's a joy to watch. But I think that he and Isak can really play well together, and Isak is more comfortable with a 9 up front, and so that he can go and find his space, and he's magical on the ball, absolutely magical.
Before I get your prediction, Eddie Howe in his press conference did praise Paul Dummett and Matt Ritchie in particular, and talked about keeping them at the club for next season. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, I think so. There's so much going on the internet as to who's coming, who's going. You know, they're sort of saying, oh, there's 7 definitely leaving. I don't know. Albeit Ritchie, he's getting on a bit in his years. Dummett is an excellent defender. He lacks in all sorts of other ways, but his defensive quality is absolutely tops. It really is. So if he's needed to defend, and I just look at the situation then today, that you could say to Dummett, want you on Saka and put him out the game, not asking anything else of you, just stop him from playing, and I think that he would do that. He reminds me greatly of Frank Clark, who I used to play with, who he wasn't exactly a crowd favourite, but he was just about the best defender I've ever played with. He was a superb defender, never let anybody get past him at all. And Dummett's very similar. So yeah, there's a thought. I shall be interested to see the team sheet when it comes out. Yeah.
Okay, prediction, Malcolm? Newcastle United versus Arsenal.
Right. Well, I think that I think Newcastle, they've got to work really hard in the first half just to keep Arsenal quiet, and then from half time onwards, then they can start to look at winning the game. I'm going to take Newcastle to win 1-0.
I'm going 2-0. We'll see who's right. We'll see you after the game, round about 6:45. But for now, put your hands together for the living legend, Supermac. I'll be back with the team news an hour before kick-off.
Okay, do enjoy the game, everyone.